I wanted to do a video today on not reacting to 3D circumstances, so in the last few weeks, I have had like manifestation after manifestation, like everything that I've been trying hard for like a long, long time has just happened. And I've been noticing this kind of process going over the last year. And obviously, the things that I manifested first were more material things because I don't tend to like. I'm just one of those people. I've never valued material stuff that highly. So even though I like want it, or I can be like freaking dirt poor or whatever, but like I still don't value it. Like I still don't have like the same fears and resistance around it that I do to like love, for example. So for me, they're always the things that I kind of see first. So I definitely did that with the place that I'm living now. I actually might go into that story. Like I often don't really like share personal things, but I feel like sometimes I just need to give examples. So yeah, I've had some like crazy stuff happen this year, and it definitely started with a more material thing, and now I'm getting it in the like love area, and there's a few different ways that I did it, and I will share like multiple insights and processes and stuff, but one of the things that was really, really key for me was just not attaching to the 3D and not giving any circumstance in my outer reality, like any kind of like credence or just not giving it any power. And that's where I've had a big problem in the past. So I've manifested stuff, and then I've actually always been like a really strong natural manifester. Like for a lot of my life, I have been able to manifest like everything of my wildest dreams quite quickly at times when I'm in a certain place. And I managed to then like see something in the 3D, and it just knocks everything out of alignment, and everything's like tumbled away. I've had it in like every area of my life, really. Like, jobs, it just seemed like unbelievable, like crazy amounts of money. And it's like, it's a mixture of things. Then there's the self-worth comes up of, the deep thing is, am I worth this much? Like, do I want the responsibility of a job that pays that much? And then, yeah, with the people, I've had like people come and be like, you're the one, like from the first day, and like you're my twin flame and everything. And then I've kind of manifested it gone. And it's been a mixture of two things. Yeah, it's been like when I actually get it, it's been like having the self-worth to actually feel worthy of it. Which is like a whole other topic in itself, and it's something that I've spent like a long time working on, because we can think we love ourselves if we're only surrounding ourselves with like mediocre things. And I don't mean that people are mediocre or that things are mediocre, but if your connection to them isn't that strong, they're not really triggering you on a deep level, then it's easy just to go into that situation and kind of have all the power in that situation, to actually truly open yourself up to like a deep connection. It's a different type of self-worth. Like it's having to like truly feel worthy of that type of connection, and the same with really big jobs, like when I was doing photography, if I would manifest in a massive campaign that was, more money than I could dream of, then I'd start to be like, oh, but and I would never say no, because I've never been that type of, I'm not a no person. Like if there's a big opportunity that I think would be good, I always just say yes, or I do these days, and then I worry about the rest of it later. But, I just say yes. But my energy sometimes, it's like, and I end up like repelling these things. So yeah, like self-love and actually feeling worthy of the things you're asking for, and that's just like understanding that you are the creator of your reality and you are perfect in like every way. It's not like kind of having that ego, I am amazing. It's just kind of having the, I absolutely love myself, and I only want situations in my experience that give me that, that reflect that back to me. Um, and yeah, and the second thing I want to talk about in this video, it's not reacting to the 3D. This was such a freaking huge step for me, because it used to derail me time and time again that I'd get, things coming in, or I'd get some signs of it. Like sometimes I wouldn't even get it coming. I'd just get like a sign that it was coming. And then I feel like every time you're manifesting, I don't know if this is actually a thing, but I feel like there's some kind of like testing ground of, do you actually really want this? Like, can you see beyond the 3D? Because almost every time when I've like manifested something really big, I've been given like a really bad, bad in inverted commas, there is no bad, but I've been given like something's come up that's made me just totally dejected on it. And I can either choose to kind of go with that energy, and then it's like I spiral down, and it spirals out of control, and it's kind of manifestation is gone. Or I take that and I'm like, do you know what? That is just a freaking 3D circumstance, and I am the creator of my experience. I am my own God, and thanks for showing me that, but no thanks, because I actually want this. And this has happened with me over the past year. I've been gradually kind of doing this more and more, and it's literally changed my life. So I did it first with the place that I'm living. So I was looking for a place for ages and ages and ages, and I was like, I want this, I want to be in a penthouse. I wanted to have all these things that really should have cost a lot more. But I was like, no, I'll find it. And all the estate agents are like, you're not going to get what you want for that kind of price in London. And I'm like, no, I will. Because I've always known that if I stick it out long enough, I will find the place that I want to live. And anyway, I did finally see this place, and I just instantly fell in love with it. And I was like, oh my God, I really want this place. But anyway, I was rejected from it. I didn't get it. And I because it was like a material thing, although I really wanted it, I don't have that same attachment. So pretty much a year ago, I was able to do this with material things. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm a little bit disappointed, but whatever. It's leading me on to something better, and something better is going to come along, and I'm not going to get attached to that thing. So then another one came up, and I was messed around, and I was meant to have this other place that was kind of not quite as good, but it was still nice. But I was like, no, I was accepted for it, and then different circumstances came up, and I ended up like being messed around so badly, and just like let down on it without even being told. Like I had to chase them. And then, I was like, I'm just going to give up on, because they were all in the same, I kept being drawn to this same, like, block. And I was like, I'm just going to give up on that block. Obviously, this is for a reason. And then I actually did later find out that that one had, like, a real reason why it would have been really bad to have had. And then, yeah, I just kind of gave up for a bit. I think I kind of gave up on the whole process, probably, because, I just was tired. And then all of a sudden, this place came up, and it was identical. So there's like a row on the top that all look identical inside, like the exact same layout of the very first place that I saw that I really wanted, but it was way outpriced. And due to circumstances, I'm not going to go into that in this video, but it was like hugely cheaper. Like, I don't know, like 25% cheaper or something, because of circumstances that had happened in that interim of me first seeing the flat and, that period in between. Stuff had happened that meant that, the price had plummeted. So, yeah, I ended up in the exact I mean, it wasn't the flat, but it, like, in every sense and purpose, was the exact same flat that I'd originally seen. But if at any point I'd have allowed myself to emotionally attach to not having it, or being messed around and losing the second one, then I wouldn't. I think I would have spiraled out. It was my complete calmness and acceptance that I was still moving on to something better that allowed it to all manifest. And I had the same thing now with a specific person. I don't kind of, at the moment, I'm not wanting to use like any labels on these types of connections, because I really think that you have to give like a connection a bit of time. I've like labeled many a time in the past, and I'm kind of overdoing that now. I'm just focusing on my own creation and allowing things to unfold. But yeah, I saw something that I didn't like. Not that I didn't even like, it wasn't anything that bad, but just something that made me think, oh, this is, not, I just need to drop this. And I also, just along the way, had a lot of communication that wasn't enough. It wasn't what I'd asked for. It wasn't what I was manifesting. It wasn't what I felt like as a loving, like, fully loving myself. Like, I wanted more. So I didn't emotionally attach to anything that I didn't feel was ultimate. And then I got it. And I'm just seeing this pattern happen time and time again. It's like you put out your desire, your seed, and then without fail, for me anyway, something comes up to like challenge it in the 3D. I'm sure there will get to a point where that doesn't have to happen, but for me at the moment, that just seems to be something that happens. Like something comes up to make me question it in the 3D. And that's why I used to lose myself all of the time. But now all I do is I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter. I just created that. I can create something better. I can create what I do want. Like, anything that shows up doesn't really matter, because it's just showing me where I'm at. And, as long as I don't attach to it and I just keep reaffirming what I want, then that's, anything in the 3D can change. Anything, like any circumstance, anything can change. And time again, like, this has been proved to me that as long as I don't give energy and attach to things I don't want in 3D, they just clear out the way. And some of them have been really extreme things, and there is only we create our experience. There is no like competition or anybody like out there against you or trying to like, it's just we create our competition, or we create our success, or we create everything, and as soon as you actually really get into that mindset and you stop attaching to things that you've projected into your 3D experience that you don't want, and you start saying, okay, well, I've projected that, but actually I don't want that, so I'm not going to react to that, and I'm just going to keep on working inside, like, that has brought such enormous changes into my life and manifesting experience. So I wanted to share that with you. And I wish I'd have had the energy. I wish I'd have got back home a bit earlier yesterday, because my energy was like, whoa. I really reached some crazy places yesterday. So yeah, I was thinking it would be nice to do a video from that place, but yeah, I was out. But yeah, I hope that resonates with some of you, and yeah, bye.